Okay, there is a distinct ideological difference between men and women, and it has led to the phenomenon called gender gap. And gender gap is a term that refers to the regular pattern by which women are more likely to support a Democrat over a Republican candidate. Women tend to be significantly less conservative than men and more likely to support spending on social services and to oppose higher levels of military spending. Okay, it is a good assumption that women's more nurturing nature leads to them being more liberal. Now, in past elections, women have voted more for Democratic candidates like Kerry, Gore, and I know it's not up here, but women in the past two elections for Barack Obama have shown overwhelming support for that candidate. In fact, in 2008, Barack Obama won by sheer support, not necessarily from black people like everybody assumed, but from women. Now, people did think, however, this would shift in 2008. People thought that women might throw their support to a Republican candidate. Why? Well, the reason why people thought that women would give more support to McCain is because who he chose for his running mate, Sarah Palin. So the assumption was that women weren't necessarily issue-based voters, rather women were voters that would vote for somebody who looked like them. But we didn't fall for that. Now these charts over here, I want to talk about these charts, even though this is the age one, okay, and with the age one, we're going to focus on Republican and Democrat, and we're going to make the assumption that Republicans are liberal, conservative, and Democrats are liberal. Okay, you can see that the bar that is blue is the one that gets more support by people in their 20s. It's almost even in 25. And then what tends to happen in your age range between 30 and 40? All right, yeah, you start to support conservatives or Republicans more. Now, there's something interesting that this chart does, though. See how your support for liberal policy increases as you get older. And like I said when we went over age, this could be due to the tendency of older people who need Social Security and Medicare, since they like that government spending, they'll be more likely to support a Democratic candidate or a liberal candidate who doesn't want to privatize or cut Social Security spending. Okay, let's go and look at the men. Okay, so red, Republican, and we're just going to make the assumption that that Republicans are conservatives. Okay, what happens? Yeah, we have overarching support, exponential support, especially between the 30 and 45 age, or the 30 and 40 age range, of men supporting Republican or more conservative candidates than women. And then you can see it's the inverse, or the totally opposite relation here. So, yeah, women tend to be more liberal and support Democrats. Okay. Issues important by age and gender. We're going to focus on the gender portion here. Now look at that's some beautiful highlighting. I'll get back to that. Okay, fact. Women are by nature more compassionate. We're the mothers, we're the caretakers, we're the ones that have to make sure that the newer members of our society sustain and grow. we tend to oppose violence. So that's going to relate to our support for war. So here, let's look at Iraq, or support for the war in Iraq. Okay, overwhelmingly, Iraq is an issue that is more important to women by 9% than men. Right? Women find that pulling out of Iraq, or getting out of Iraq, is more important than men did by 9 percentage points. Government provided services. So let's look up here. Okay, education is a government provided service. 10-point spread there. Women over men. Women enjoying education services and the support thereof more than men are. Healthcare. Providing healthcare. Okay, 11 percentage points. Women thinking it is more important than men. Family issues. Let's call that gay marriage, abortion, moral values. Gay marriage. Okay, not a huge discrepancy on that one. Abortion, an issue that is important to women. Okay, it's more important to women by 9 percentage points than men. Moral values. Moral values are more important by 10 points. Fact. Women strive for equality in the workplace. Right now, women make about 77 cents for every man's dollar. Okay, economic issues are important to women. Making sure that businesses have to provide a minimum wage and equal employment opportunities, that is important to women. Okay, because there is that wage gap. Okay, the wage gap is that 77 cents for every man's dollar. So in the same job, according to the wage gap, like a woman CEO and a man CEO, the man CEO would make more. A woman pipe fitter at the shipyard would make less than a man pipe fitter at the shipyard. So there is that wage gap, and it still exists. Okay, women don't get paid as much for doing the same work as a man does. So again, women are going to be more liberal or support more Democrat or liberal candidates or Democrats for office because they would be more willing to support legislation that guarantees businesses give equal pay for equal work. Okay, so wage gap, the difference between what a man makes and what a woman makes, and liberal candidates or liberal politicians are more willing to bridge that gap by passing laws that give equal pay for equal work. Pink collar jobs. Pink collar jobs are those jobs that are typically held by women that naturally pay less. So again, pointing to the fact that women will be more supportive of government assistance and government entitled programs because women tend to have lower paying jobs. So a nurse makes less than a doctor. A teacher makes less than a principal. A waitress makes less than a chef in a kitchen. A secretary makes less than the director. Okay, so all of those are instances where the women typically do the lower paying work. Therefore, they would probably be more reliant or more dependent upon government entitlement or government assistance. Okay. However, this might change because there are more women in college than there are men. So we know that there is a direct correlation between education and your pay. So if there are going to be more women in college than men, and women can start making more money, then you'll be able to see probably women move more toward the middle of the political spectrum. Okay, we'll go over that next.